You probably know 你好 as the classic hello in Chinese, but in real life, greetings in China are much more versatile. Chinese speakers often greet each other differently depending on the situation, or will modify greetings to show respect or care to other people. In this video, we'll go through the most common Chinese greetings from morning to night, plus some special situational greetings you will definitely find useful. Let's start with greetings you'll hear throughout the day. Chinese speakers often greet according to the time. But remember, in practice, some greetings are more common than others. 早上好 Good morning. This is the most common standard way to say good morning in everyday conversation. 早 Morning. More casual and friendly. This is most common among colleagues, classmates, or friends. If you want to be cute, try 早呀. It's like saying morning. The extra ya adds a cute and innocent intonation to the phrase, and is most commonly used by young women. 吃了吗? Which means have you eaten? It's an extremely common greeting. People often say it around mealtime, but you might hear it anytime after late morning. It's a subtle and polite way to show compassion for others. This is an example of Chinese food culture making its way into the common language. 晚安 Good night. Used when partying at night or before sleep. You might also hear 好梦 which is sweet dreams. This is a common response to 晚安. In addition to the commonly used good morning, have you eaten, and good night, other greetings exist for each portion of the day. 早安 literally means morning peace. It's polite and can be used in formal or written contexts, but in everyday spoken Mandarin, it's less common in mainland China. People in Taiwan use it more frequently. 上午好 literally means good late morning. This one is more rare. Most people just continue with 你好. So if you're not sure, stick with 你好. It works any time of day. 中午好 means good noon. Again, it's polite, but not very common in daily speech. 下午好 is good afternoon. You usually only hear this in formal or ceremonial settings. 晚上好 means good evening. You might hear this at events or more formal situations. Now, let's look at greetings beyond just the time of day. In Chinese, people often greet each other based on the situation, the setting, or their relationship. This can feel pretty different from English. 您好 a polite hello that uses the respectful pronoun 您 instead of 你. You'd usually say this to elders, teachers, customers, clients, or informal situations. 幸会 fortunate to meet you. A formal and polite greeting, often in business, official, or academic introductions. It sounds a bit elevated and ceremonial compared to casual greetings. 久仰久仰 I have long admired you. A respectful and formal greeting used when meeting someone for the first time, often someone of high status or reputation, such as a scholar, expert, or elder. 很高兴认识你 Nice to meet you. People say this a lot when meeting someone new. It's friendly, but not as formal or complimentary as 幸会 or 久仰. In a more formal setting, people often say 很高兴认识您, using the polite 您. 吃了吗? Have you eaten? We learned about this earlier. It's a super common and friendly greeting rather than a literal question. Usual polite answer is 吃了, I have eaten, regardless of truth. 去哪儿? Where are you going? This is used casually when you bumped into someone you know. More like saying, hey, what's up? Than a real question. 最近好吗? Have you been well recently? You'll often hear this when meeting up or talking on the phone with friends, relatives, or acquaintances. A slightly more formal version is 最近怎么样? How have you been recently? This is very commonly used to greet someone and show you care. 瘦了呀. You have lost weight. In Chinese culture, this counts as a compliment and isn't regarded with the same sensitivity as in the West. 辛苦了. Thanks for your hard work. It's often used to acknowledge someone's effort and show appreciation. Commonly said to co-workers, employees, service workers, posties, students after exams, or anyone who has put in effort. You can also use a person's title followed by 好 as a standard polite greeting. For example, 老师好, hello teacher, used by students greeting a teacher together or individually. 同学们好, hello classmates, often said by the teacher to students. 叔叔好, hello uncle, which is a polite way to greet an older man, whether or not he's your real uncle. This formula is extremely common and reflects the Chinese focus on titles and relationship in greetings. 打扰了. Sorry to trouble you. A polite phrase when entering someone's home, office, or space. Often said at the doorway when visiting to show respect and humility. 欢迎, welcome. It can be used both casually to greet guests to your home and in professional settings, such as welcoming visitors to your company. 喂, hello. The standard way to answer the phone in Chinese, said with an uprising tone like asking a question in English. You wouldn't use this face to face. And be careful, when in person, never use the following tone, 喂, because that's like yelling oi and can come across as rude. 喂您好. Hello, may I help you? A more polite and respectful way to answer, especially in business or formal calls. Hello, borrowed from English hello. Nowadays, it's more commonly used by younger people when answering calls from friends. 新年快乐! Happy New Year! Used at the start of the calendar New Year, January 1st, and also around Chinese New Year. 元旦快乐! Happy New Year's Day! This one specifically refers to the January 1st. 春节快乐! Happy Spring Festival! This one refers specifically to the Chinese New Year holiday period. 元宵节快乐! Happy Lantern Festival. This marks the end of the Spring Festival period with lantern displays and eating tangyuan, glutinous rice balls. 年年有余. Wishing you abundance year after year. A traditional New Year blessing with 鱼, surplus, sounding like 鱼, fish. So fish is eaten at New Year as a symbol of abundance. 大吉大利, great fortune and great profit. A common New Year greeting wishing both good luck and prosperity. 恭喜发财, wishing you wealth and prosperity. This is an extremely common greeting during Chinese New Year. It's often paired with the playful response, 红包拿来, which means bring out the red envelope. This refers to the Chinese tradition of giving money in red envelopes as gifts. 端午节安康, wishing you health on Dragon Boat Festival. This is the standard greeting for Dragon Boat Festival, which is all about 粽子 and dragon boat races. Some also say 端午节快乐, but 安康 is considered more traditional. 中秋节快乐, Happy Mid-Autumn Festival. This is the standard greeting for the Moon Festival with mooncakes and family gatherings. 国庆节快乐, Happy National Day. This is the standard greeting for China's National Day holiday, which usually lasts 7 days. It celebrates the founding of the People's Republic of China on October 1st. 岁岁平安. May you have peace and safety year after year. This is a blessing often used at New Year or birthdays. 生日快乐, Happy Birthday, the go-to birthday greeting. 欢迎光临, welcome. You'll definitely hear this when entering shops, restaurants, or other businesses as a greeting to customers. 生意兴隆, wishing your business prosperity. A formal blessing often used in business settings, especially at openings or to congratulate success. 财源广进, may wealth flow in from all directions. A popular blessing for business success and financial prosperity. 蒸蒸日上, may things keep getting better and better. This one is often used to wish steady progress and growth for a company, career, or even school performance. 招财进宝, may you attract wealth and treasure. A festive and auspicious phrase for shops and businesses. 好久不见, long time no see. A casual, friendly greeting when you meet someone after a long time. 久违了, it's been a long time. A more formal and elegant expression, often used in polite or literary contexts. 早日康复, get well soon. A common phrase wishing someone a speedy recovery from illness or injury. 保重身体, take care of your health. This is often said when someone is sick, traveling, or partying to show concern for their well-being. 一路平安, have a safe trip. A warm farewell wishing safety on the road. 一路顺风, have a smooth journey. It means may the wind be at your back literally, and is often used when someone is traveling. 您慢走 Take care on your way. A polite phrase to say to guests as they are leaving. 祝你身体健康 Wishing you good health. A formal and versatile farewell or blessing, often used in polite conversation or writing. Bye bye. A very common and casual way to say goodbye, borrowed from English. 再见 Goodbye. The standard way to say farewell in most situations, neutral in tone. 回头见 See you later. Literally, it means see you when I turn back, used among friends or co-workers for a short-term parting. 明天见 See you tomorrow. A friendly and casual farewell when you plan to meet the next day. 改天见 See you another day. Used when the next meeting is unscheduled but soon. It's casual but polite. 下次见 See you next time. A common and friendly farewell for any future meeting. Now you know, Chinese greetings change by time, situation, and relationship. From 你好 to 吃了吗 to 辛苦了 each one reflects culture and care. Use them naturally and you will connect better with Chinese speakers. 谢谢大家的收看. Thanks everyone for watching. Have a nice day.